computer. Okay, we are now recording. All right, so yes, Shayna Katz, collaborative writing with Google Doc via Zoom. Okay, I think someone else just came in, so I'll put that Google Doc here. We're gonna go right to it, but I will share my screen. Please interrupt at any point. It won't even be interrupting. So before I talk about the pros and feedback and communication and community, ways to check participation and how to do it, let's just take a look at it. Can everyone see it okay and hear me okay? Okay, great. So this, I teach Spanish, elementary Spanish, and as you can see here, this one, exact one, is created by Heather Nyland. And it's about mi ciudad, mi pueblo, my city, my town. We have one more person coming in if someone doesn't mind sharing the link again in a second. Okay, so normally this is all in Spanish without the English translation, but it's a great way with your topic. You create this Google Doc, you can have your class list prepared. So you just have your class list, table of 2, and then add your questions at the top. So students add their names, these aren't real names. And it's really easy to check then because you have them in alphabetical order. So here we're talking about our city, you know, this is 102 elementary Spanish. And so you would ask, where do you live? In what part of the island state is your city? As you can see, we're talking about direction, location, you know, what two places is it between your city? What place is it close to? What not? Okay, and then this is synchronous. We're all on it at the same time. So you can see everyone that's writing. So you have to make sure to make students editors, which I have a little tutorial on the bottom. And then you also need to make sure you put yourself in, which is also in the tutorial. Oh, I'd have to escape, but share, and then, suggestions mode, which you'll see a picture for, in order to be able to write comments, correct. So while everyone is doing this together, you look at your example, share it, of course, and then they just have it blank. So for example, down here, but they would have their name. Okay, and then they're gonna just start answering these. And it's wonderful because you can see the common mistakes. So in this case, for example, it's really common to forget this at the south of the island. And so here's an example of me, I suggested it, and then the student can correct it, they can see it. All the students can see each other's corrections, and it's usually almost always the same mistakes. All right, so they're kind of seeing, oh, we're at the same place. This is what I need to do. Then, of course, you're sharing the personal information. And then you could put a picture, although sometimes if students finish early, I'll say put a picture. If you don't have time, you don't need to put a picture. So that way we kind of balance out that time. Again, if some students are taking more time, I will start talking about it as we're going and looking, you know, you could take that moment for focus on form. Okay, so at the bottom here, and this is something you can all make a copy of and use, oh, if Heather doesn't mind the topic sharing. But so I have just down here, if you're new to Google Docs with kind of, oh, we have one more student coming or teacher, if you guys don't mind sharing the link again for me, thank you. This is what I ask my students to do a lot. How to make students editors, you would go to share. Here you would pick probably anyone with the link and you'd make them an editor because this way they can write on it. They could also leave comments for each other. And the comments are really neat. So, you know, and I learned that students don't know how to do all this either. So even inserting a picture, you go to insert image, they could upload their own, but search the web. Once you press that, you get to put in your city and you'll get pictures, just double click and it goes into your little box. So it's really just easy, it's fast, and you're getting to know each other. For the, oops, and I have a chat, let me open my chat box. Oh, that's probably the link sharing. Thank you, yes, so let me know if you don't have this link, because hopefully we'll have time to practice. Okay, you'll want to show students how to, and for the teachers to go into suggestions mode. That's how you could leave comments and see another person coming in, guys. Okay, and see how to leave corrections. All right, so once you leave a change, you would just type. If you're in, let's see, someone's not on mute, just FYI. Okay, so yes, who is
كلها قرارات يعني.
Let me see if I can mute.
ما في تغيير ذاك.
Okay. So let's see. Once you type in suggestions mode, it just comes out in green. Everyone will see this. Although I have had students that don't see the right column. So they say, I see if you leave a comment and it's highlighted, like right here, number 3 under the pink arrow, está de Waikiki. It's a mistake. They should have said entre. So here in green, it says need a different preposition. You can, in there. I don't know if you're looking at mine, but I'm going through. Okay, so there, instead of just telling them the answer, you could leave a comment, need a different preposition, check, and they could try and think of what it is. All right, you don't always have to give them the correction. Of course, here's just another example down here if you want to check it out. And again, great time to take this moment to talk about these common mistakes. Oh, let's pause for a second. Look at here. Once that part is complete, again, if we have time, we're all going to do it and make some mistakes. Once that part is complete, you get to talk about it, right? They're sharing. Someone could just share one thing. You could have a couple students share a lot, but you get to learn about each other, right? And community is important, especially online. It's important all the time. Then after some examples, some feedback, you can go into breakout rooms and they could share more and hopefully ask follow-up questions in the target language. Okay, so just some highlights here, some pros. You can see the common language errors and everyone can see that they share them. You can give corrective and positive feedback. All right. Oh, this is a great one. You have all the students' work on one page. That is probably one of the best things, right? You don't need to flip through individual documents. I must say that is one of my top 3 favorite things about this. Okay, of course, the sense of community. When it's homework, because you could give these for homework, they're inspired to do it because they know they're going to go to class and you're going to start, if you want that time to just get right into it, they're going to see like they're going to have a blank by their name. Okay, and with that, if you want, which I for some reason find joy in doing, you can close editing privileges so then they can't quickly add it in once you open it up. I have someone else coming in, guys, if someone doesn't mind sharing the link again. Okay, so of course, facilitate social actions. The photos are really nice. And this was a good tip from Heather that it really helps you remember something, especially if it's something personal. If they upload something personal that they like or a place they've been to, it really goes into your memory more.
5
yes.
5 minutes.
Oh, thank you. When they have future assignments, maybe a composition or a video, they can go back and look at, oh, I used this. This is my language. I mean, there it is right there for them. Correct it. Okay, not alone. So great, you could give feedback like I mentioned with suggestions, comments, and I want to look at that more. Your community with the follow-up questions, talking about it. Participation, when you give one of these for participation, you can go and check version history and see, sometimes, I probably shouldn't say this with my mentors here, but sometimes you see someone didn't even open the doc when you had to be, so I just, let me get out of this mode here. So you can see that they didn't even open the doc. And then of course you can take that off their participation grade for the day. So for that, you would go to last editing. You have to have your screen open enough. And here you could see, I could see right now it's only been me editing. What time? Oh, so that's to see the editing for participation. But then you would go to here view history and you could see the viewers. I could be like, okay, these guys were on here. That's good. All right, so we have 4 minutes. Pros. Yeah, go for it, Marta. Thank you. Perfect. Yeah, anyone make any edits. I have some professionals in this room and I'm a graduate student, so still learning. Okay, so now, and I didn't include any sources, but of course there are sources for all this information. What I want us to do with our 3 minutes is everybody grab a spot. You don't have to put your name in it, but start answering these questions. I guess, so this is where you'll want to open. Oh, someone's coming in. If, this time I can share the link maybe. Start answering these questions. Where do you live? And make some mistakes so I can show you about the feedback, okay? What part of the island, if you're in Hawaii, where's your city in between? Where is it close to? All right, so just get started. You could actually write anything you want, but make some mistakes. Hey, I'm getting some Spanish in here, but any language is great. Now I'll just kind of do stuff to, so I'm in my suggestions mode and I could say, I'm going to keep writing, but I'm going to Elise right now. I'm guessing Elizabeth, and I'm going to say, you could focus on someone by saying at Elizabeth, I'm getting her name, and I could say, ooh, I love Mānoa. I don't think you guys can see me writing a comment, but there, by Elizabeth, who's just one under my name, I just wrote her a comment. And by putting her at in her name, it'll send it right to her. Ooh, I love Mānoa. Oh, thanks, Elizabeth. I can write more comments there. Oh, okay, she's showing me a grammar change. Okay, so here, keep writing, but also if you're watching, I'm at Elizabeth again. She said, you're the best. And I would say, oh, there's something. I can either press this, I'm sorry, I didn't show you which one's the comment, but the plus sign in the speech box. I could leave a comment and say, ooh, you know, maybe not ooh, but need to put, how would you want to say that? You need to contract it. I'll just say need a verb. Need a verb in here. And then we'll see if she gets it. If not, I'll go back. Or if I wanted, I could have just added something. So let's see. Es en sur. So here we'll say, if we want to say it's to the south. So now I'm looking at a person with a person who lives in Maui. So if I want to say, oh, we have a couple things. Thank you. Okay, so I might stop right here and say, oh, we'll just do this time till time's out unless you have a question. She says es en sur. So in Spanish, you have to use a different one. Está. I'm going to get my check here. So here I could say está, and I could just make the correction. She can go over here and press check to add it. I'm in under Katinka, guys, just in case you're wondering. So I could have just added it, you know, or I could say the other to be. All right. Oh, thank you, guys. I could go back and make corrections, but we're actually out of time. So anyway, as you can see, it's fun. You're all doing it together, although you could do it for homework. A great way to just talk about things. Then the students can go and talk about things. I'm going to stop my share. But good job, guys. I love the participation. I'm going to go back and look at, even though it's by your name, I could also see version history.
Thank you, Shayna.
Yes, thank you. Have a great rest of your conference. See you in some of the meetings. Bye.
Thank you, Jamie. Giving her a round of applause.
Oh, thank you. And stay if you have questions, but otherwise, talk to you later. Thanks for coming.
Muchas gracias.
De nada.